Lord, me can't bother. Lord, me want ball. Me can't get the maths. Me not understand. Me not interested because me ever get it wrong. Lord, me can't bother. The more me find X, I never me lost it. How that I go help me at the supermarket. Lord, me can't bother. This is seemingly the cry of many Jamaican students where the subject of mathematics is concerned. Hence, our topic of focus, change in mindset in mathematics, developing confidence and competence. According to MATNAB 2021, a fixed mindset refers to someone whose intelligence and habitual behavior are innate, while a growth mindset means someone has the ability to change their habits and intelligence. The lack of mathematics confidence and the presence of maths anxiety, as seen in many students, stem from the fixed mindset notion, Hilton 2022. Otto et al. 2018, in a research conducted, structural model of students' interest and self-motivation to learning mathematics, concluded that confidence directly affects students' interest in the learning of mathematics, and there is a direct relationship between confidence and motivation. Students' motivation to study mathematics depends largely on their knowledge of the usefulness of mathematics. This, in return, affects their confidence. In the Jamaican context, the lack of mathematical understanding has been too often reflected in the unsatisfactory performance of students of mathematics at all levels of the education system. And this is according to the National Mathematics Policy Guidelines 2013. Poor attitudes to the subject are also very evident among many students, and some view mathematics as being of less use to them outside of school. So despite doing mathematics in the school setting, they're not able to apply it after leaving school. The discourse of the discourse surrounding the lack of interest by some students has been making the rounds in recent times. And this is according to an article published in the Observer, The Battle to Engage Students by Wayne. He stated that the time has come for us to put measures in place to capture the interest and imagination of our students, especially our boys who are grappling with male underachievement. In another article posted in the Observer International Day of Mathematics, he made mention that there's a negative perception of mathematics. It is safe to say, his words, that there's a phobia in many societies and cultures regarding mathematics. As a result of this fear, grounded in a flawed perception of the subject, many students fail themselves even before they have had a chance to grasp the concepts and equations which are associated with mathematics. According to an article published in the Gleaner, maths teachers are urged to get creative with kids. There is high hope that the recent full-scale resumption of face-to-face classes will reignite the interest of students and teachers alike in mathematics, a subject that continues to record underperformance in primary and secondary schools. The another article in the Gleaner also made mention of the results of students where the CSEC examination is concerned. Fewer students received passing grades in this year's sittings of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Mathematics and English Language exams compared to 2021. Only 37% of students receive a passing grade for mathematics. This represents a 5 percentage point decline when compared to 2021. Here we can see that students, they really have a lack of interest in mathematics and their mindset towards it is not on the positive side. Hence, things have to be in place in order to get this rectified.
Everyone has a mindset. What exactly is a mindset? A mindset is a core belief about how people learn. Dweck 2006. A fixed mindset is the belief that intellectual abilities are static and largely interchangeable, whilst a growth mindset is the belief that intellectual abilities are malleable and can be improved with learning through the use of strategies, practices, and effort. Dweck 2019. Mindsets are critically important because research has shown that they lead to different behaviors, which in turn create different learning outcomes for students. When people change their mindset and start to believe that they can learn at high levels, change their learning pathways, then they will see positive change. Blackwell et al. 2007. This situation holds true for learners in our country, Jamaica. According to Binns et al., in 2021, investigating the impact of mathematical enhancement program on the Jamaica students' attainment, studies have shown that there is a significant correlation between students' attitude towards mathematics and their performance in the subject. According to the Observer, on July 3rd, Dr. Carla Hilton postulated that the major issue with mathematics literacy in Jamaica is related to attitudes and expectations. She went on further to state that the lack of mathematics confidence and the presence of math anxiety, as seen in many students, stem from fixed mindsets. Now we're going to look and we're going to see what exactly caused these mindsets. What led to these fixed mindsets? Have you ever heard of persons in your class that you teach having these fixed mindsets? Let us see. Damaging fixed mindsets in mathematics is very commonplace, especially in the Americas and in the United Kingdom. Bowler, 2016. Well, we know that Jamaica forms a part of the Americas, and therefore these studies, even though general, would pertain to our island, Jamaica. Now we are going to look at some of the very common myths that we hear our students speak about. So let us see. I wonder, Aniki, have you ever heard of these myths that students speak about in your classroom? Let us see. Have you ever heard of any of them, Aniki?
Definitely, I've heard of the first one.
All right. Now we are going to say the most damaging myth that almost everyone speaks about is this. Mathematics is a gift. You either have it or you don't. What a craziness that is. But do you know that a lot of persons think that way? I would like, however, to refer you to China and Japan, in countries where the PISA scores are extremely high. As a matter of fact, those Asian countries, they rank first in the world. They do not have that saying. So every single boy and girl grows up and know that they can do mathematics. Let us see. Aniki, that's the only one you have heard about?
No, I've heard that math is very specific and either you are right or you are wrong.
All right. And that is why people don't like it. Sometimes even we as teachers, we just put a big X in the student's book because our second myth says that math is specific and rigid, only right or wrong. But that is not true. Math is multidimensional. It requires reasoning and creativity. We are gonna just take a step down few slides to just look and see what happens in the newly minted PEP curriculum. Let us look right here about dispelling our myths. Look at this PEP question. We have grade 5 students and they are given the data that is there. Now the question is open-ended it is asking which graph is most appropriate. So one student can say, I think the bar graph. Another student can say, well, I think the pie chart. Because as long as they write their explanation for it and go along and draw the correct graph, then they will have no difficulty at all. Now let us go back to our slide and look at the third myth that is there. Look at it. You know, we actually like this. The persons who can do maths very well, they like this myth. Myth number 3. People who do mathematics well, they are the smartest and the cleverest. As a matter of fact, by even saying that, you are saying to the other persons who don't do it as well, that what? They are not so smart. That means if you say that, you are crushing their spirits even before they actually start. So we have dispelled some of these myths and rumors. We're gonna dispel some more again. So let us look and see. We have just some famous quotes here from persons. Mathematics has the power to crush people's spirits. Bowler and Dweck said that. Tobias in 1978 says, many people experience real math trauma. And we know that Cohen and Garcia in 2014 says, one experience, only one experience can change everything for a student. I wonder if you remember what that carried us to. That carried us to Aniki's first day in Dr. George's class when she was telling us how her life in mathematics changed in around the third form, where she had a good experience with a teacher. And look at her now, how far she has reached. So even this is evidence that we can change our mindset by thinking positively. Now, as we go on, we see that 16-year-old Shani Campbell, she iterated in the Gleaner that her success comes from having a positive attitude toward mathematics. She went on to explain that if your mind is set against mathematics, you are not going to succeed because your mind is fixed in that position. Her classmate, Javon Wilson, said that his recipe for success was both practice and having a positive mindset towards mathematics. Observer 2012. Researchers have also shown that students and adults too, mindset can change from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And when this happens, whenever this happens, everything learning approach becomes significantly more positive and successful. Blackwell et al. In 2007. We're gonna draw your attention to the Teacher of the Year for 2017-2018 in Jamaica, Stacey Taylor. She comes from the middle of the island in Manchester, Hatfield Primary and Junior High. She decided that she was gonna change her mindset first, and then she's going to engage her class in creative ways, rap, dance, dub poet, and try to make her classroom and learning fun for mathematics. She knew that she had students who were already turned off, so she tried her best. And at the end of the year, she had both tangible and some non-tangible rewards. In her non-tangible rewards, she said in 2018 to the Jamaica Observer that the students were more confident and they did much better. So they were more competent. She then also gave exact number. She said in the summative examination of 2018, of the 24 students who sat the exam, 21 of them were successful when compared with 2017, in which less than 50% of the students passed. We'll now take a look at what happened at the infamous MICO International Mathematics Summit in 2019. In the introduction, the president made a statement that he wanted us to move from fear of math to empowerment. And he states categorically that if the fear is removed, then the learners become empowered and confident. So he named that part from fear to empowerment. This fear, he says, results in a mental block, which not only frustrates the teacher, but also the students. Good. According to Binns et al., in 2021, the Math Enhancement Program, they wanted to focus it on enhancing mathematics, and they said that in order to do this, to produce young people who are confident and capable, they actually must start with primary school children. So we are here and we are saying that in the Maths Enhancement Program, which was spearheaded by Professor Burgess, he says, all right, he's going to give some questions, attitudinal questions, and we can look and see there in the appendix, I think, attitudinal questions as to exactly, do you like maths? Why? Give a reason. And when all of that was finished, he then conducted empirical research to determine exactly what is gonna happen, what would have happened. So he had one classroom, which was just the regular classroom, his control group. He had another classroom, which he did his math enhancement with. He made the learning fun. He had manipulatives. The teachers were encouraging and all of that. Now, we are going to take a look at the box and whisker plot that we have that Professor Burgess and his team found. So when we look at it, we see our topmost box and whisker plot is the comparison group. That is like your control group. Now we're gonna start at the minimum. The minimum is the lowest point that is there. We call it the whisker, and we can see that the lowest grade that somebody got in the comparison group is about 1. As we go up, look in the blue box, that solid black line or navy blue line that is there will tell you the average, that's a median. So for that group, the average was around 12. And as we go up, we can see that for that group, the highest score, the maximum, was around 17. Now let us look at the intervention group. That is the group that was exposed to maths enhancement. All right. The very first thing is that the minimum score from that intervention group was around 4. So you see already significant changes. When you look into the blue box, let us look at the overall average. That's the median. The median is coming out at 15 as compared with the comparison group where it was just coming out at 12. And if you look at the maximum from the intervention group, you will see that persons scored 20. So from Professor Burgess's result, we can see that when you look at the attitude and you make the math learning, the teacher is positive, we can change the behavior to ensure that there is no confidence, not only confidence, but there is also competence. So as we continue, we will see that there was another empirical research conducted again by the same Michael, but this time it was conducted by the Michael University College Caribbean Center for Excellence in Mathematics Teaching. And we found here that they said that if you use passion to dismiss the fear, the same fear that we spoke of, the fixed mindset, the fear that emanates from that, and replace it with passion, we know that we will have confidence and, of course, competence in the teaching of mathematics.
Teaching implications. When teachers possess a growth mindset, they enjoy going to work. According to Boller, in 2000 and 2021, he conducted a research entitled Mathematical Mindset, a New Teaching Approach. The research concluded that teachers reported they enjoyed going to work and they enjoyed teaching students during this session. Students' grade also improved significantly when teachers used these strategies. Another implication is teachers' mindset became dependent on students' performance. According to a research by Social entitled "A Growth Mindset is a Key to Teachers' Strategy of Efficiency," the sample population that was used was 155 mathematics high school teachers. The results concluded that while math teachers' mindset changed and their efficiency as well, it depended on students' performance. So as students' performance raised, teachers' efficiency and their mindset raised. But as it lowered, their efficiency lowered as well. Learning implications. When students were taught by teachers with a positive attitude, their understanding improved. According to a research done by Claro in 2000 and 2021, when students were exposed to a teacher with a growth mindset, they displayed a conceptual understanding on their test after the study. A similar research was done in 2020 by Vail. The study included grade 11 students sitting pre-college math courses. The study focused on the students' efficiency if their influence on math and their attitude did not change. It concluded that students at the end of the course believed that math had nothing to do with the outside world and their grades were not significant. Lastly, students became active participants in the math class when they displayed growth mindset. Students reported that they enjoyed class and they participated more in the activities because they were fun and they believed that maths could be fun at the end of the research. Now, this research was conducted by you in 2019.
I am not good at mathematics, or I don't need mathematics. These are just two of the many negative perceptions that students have towards mathematics. With this mindset in the classroom, it has affected the teaching and learning process. As such, as educators, we have to help eliminate students' negative mindset. But before we can think about helping students change the way they think, the most important thing to note is that no one changes their mindset because someone else thinks that would be a good idea. If you directly ask students to change their mindset, I highly doubt they would go at it just like that. When thinking about telling a student to improve their mindset, remember that the adult equivalent is being told to lose weight. That image may be a very useful reminder to minimize your reliance on verbiage and to increase your use of more indirect approaches that don't generate resistance. Adjusting the fixed mindset in yourself as an educator and using mathematics enhancement programs, MEP, are two ways in which teachers can guide students in moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset in order to foster greater teaching and learning experiences in the classroom. Mathematics Enhancement Program was pioneered by Professor David Burgess and is based on the premises of best practice observed in mathematical high-performing countries such as Poland and Singapore. In these countries, they have developed a strong mathematical foundation, starting at the primary level. As suggested by Burgess in 2012, the MEP is geared at helping students develop their analytical and critical thinking skills, which are the skills that the Jamaican educational system identify as being critical if performance in mathematics is to be improved. The MEP involves a friendly and non-confrontational style of learning that encourages classes to engage in pupil-led discussion and to find solution to maths problem. In this context, the teacher orchestrates the activities but does not lead the class in a traditional way. McCleary, 2021. In a study carried out by Burgess 2018, he looked at how MEP impacted students' attitudes, where he found that students' attitudes towards mathematics was positively impacted by the implementation of the MEP in Jamaican primary mathematics classroom. He further went on to state that higher percentage increases were observed in students' responses on items from the survey that addressed positive feelings towards mathematics in the intervention group. Evidence of this was noted, where it was revealed that 10% more of the students from the intervention group indicated that they liked mathematics more after being exposed to the MEP. While there were no changes in the number of students who indicated that they liked mathematics in the comparison group, similarly, 8% more of the students of the intervention indicated that they liked going to mathematics classes on the post-aptitudinal survey, while 6% more students of the comparison group indicated that they enjoyed going to mathematics classrooms on the post-aptitudinal survey. It was also noted that 6% less of the students in the intervention group found mathematics hard on the post-aptitudinal survey, while 2% more of the students in the comparison group found mathematics hard on the post-aptitudinal survey. This research has provided us with evidence-based research that as educators, we can help to change the way students view mathematics and in turn, improving students' academic performances in the subject. Unfortunately, teachers of STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and math, are among the most inclined to hold fixed ideas about which students can succeed in these fields. Bowler 2016. Therefore, it is important for educators to recognize and acknowledge our own tendency towards a fixed mindset in the classroom. Sometimes we hold these mindsets and thought to ourselves that because we do not come out and state our own thought, no one will know that we have these mindsets. As educators, we know that students are good sensors in telling when something is wrong. And when they do sense these mindsets, it will be a very uphill task to help sway the way they look at things. Doing this, we are sending the wrong message. As educators, we need to have a growth mindset, not just for ourselves, but for our students. Tell yourself it's possible and remind our students that they can achieve great things and do well in mathematics. We should not only tell our students, but we must believe in their capabilities. In an article published by Ferrura, she stated that teachers were working long hours. We were not seeing students' outcomes that we needed for future success. She further went on to state that as a school, they started the shift by changing their own mindset. The relentless belief that every child has an ultimate capacity to learn. These have become the words that guide the work at their school. They believe that if their students could achieve more than we could ever imagine, with a focus on teaching to the heart and the mind of our students, their school has experienced incredible growth in the past 4 years. They went from a school in danger of failing to a school that is leading in student growth by embracing rigor and joy in our classroom. From data obtained over the use of a change in teacher mindset, it has been shown to have an exceptional impact on students' performances. In a period of 2 years, they went from the lowest 25% growth percentile in their state to the top 10%, with their 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students scoring well above the state average in both English language and math. This strategy worked in the USA classroom and would have shown significant improvement in student performances. And as such, I do believe that this strategy can help students in the Jamaican classroom develop a positive mindset.
These are our references, and we thank you for watching our presentation.